A teenager accused of murdering a mother and two of her children in Western Australia has been sent to a psychiatric unit pending his next court appearance. Teancum Vernon Peterson-Crofts, who was 19, appeared in the Midland Magistrates Court and is expected to reappear in court next week. The names of the deceased have not yet been released, but neighbours say they had New Zealand connections. Anne-Marie May reports.
Around 1:30 yesterday morning, Teancum Peterson-Crofts went to a convenience store in Ellenbrook in Perth's northeastern suburbs and asked the staff to call the police. Officers went to the store and then to a house in Brixton Crescent where they discovered the bodies of the 48-year-old woman and her 8-year-old son. A 15-year-old girl was found fighting for her life in the backyard of the home, but she died on her way to hospital. The police say Teancum Peterson-Crofts had been living with the victims and it is understood he was related to them. A Western Australia Assistant Police Commissioner, Paul Steele, says the triple killings are a terrible tragedy for everybody involved.
It's a crime that I know will send shockwaves throughout the community of Western Australia. And I can assure members of the community that WA Police are applying all resources that we can to get to the bottom of what's happened here.
Karen Osborne, who lives near where the family's bodies were found, says it was uncomfortable to learn what had happened in the neighbourhood.
Been here for quite a while and never had anything like this, and then all of a sudden there's a murder on your street.
Officers at the scene photographed a large pair of scissors lying next to the roadside in a roadside verge about 30 metres from the house before placing them in an evidence container. Assistant Commissioner Paul Steele says the police at the scene described it as very complex.
What I can tell you is that a senior homicide squad investigating officer said to me today that it is potentially the most horrific crime scene that he has ever been called to.
Local media are reporting that Teancum Peterson-Crofts talked over the magistrate during his court appearance today, referring to a person he said was a criminal who wanted to take him out into the bush. He said that person came back for his family and he ran away from him. Mr. Peterson-Crofts said he was painting a picture of Jesus and Mama told him to save himself. ABC reporter Emily Pearce told Checkpoint she'd spoken to Peterson-Crofts' distraught father this afternoon, who told her the family had repeatedly sought help for his son's mental health.
He felt that his son had not received the services that he should have done for his mental health. He said that he didn't blame anybody, that he understood the severity of the situation, but that the family had sought help and not received the medical care and services that their son needed. He said that nobody was to blame and that everyone did what they could, but he felt that more could have been done.
Meanwhile, a GoFundMe page started to help pay for the funerals of the woman and her children had raised almost $6,000 of its $15,000 goal in less than 24 hours. The organiser said the dead woman's surviving children would not be able to afford one funeral or casket, let alone 3. She described the woman as a kind and happy person who loved her children unconditionally. Teancum Vernon Peterson-Crofts is expected to reappear in court next week. In the meantime, he is being held in the Franklin Centre Greylands Hospital. For Checkpoint, Anne-Marie May.